Howdy, folks, and welcome to Season 4 of Out of War. Hey, that rhymes. We've got a new beta patch with some awesome new gameplay in it. Kind of completely changes everything. A bunch of new models, and there's power now, so you have to power your conveyor belts and your various pieces of equipment. So I've started a new hardcore save, and I'm on a new computer since the last season, so my company is completely new as well. So we're starting over from scratch, XP-wise and everything. And as you can see, I've got a bit of a start here. So in hardcore, you start with 100 grand, and then you have to work up from there. So that got me a few of the basics. It got me the cheapest front-end loader. And I did go ahead and buy the fast pickaxe. I don't know if you could read that. A little hard to read down there. Went in and bought the fast pickaxe and the fast shovel. And started digging around in the ground. Moved a little bit of material and got just kind of a basic plant set up here. So I'm going to go over the plant setup, what's going on there, and how that all works in the new patch. And then we'll start moving some material. Also, I need to get some fuel, so I've got a fuel refill over there. So I've got 1,100 bucks basically. I've had to move material and sell dirt and coal and whatnot to kind of build this up, because 100 grand isn't really enough to build a whole plant and have a piece of equipment. Let's go over what I've got, though. So I started here basically with a workbench. And I've been cutting down a lot of trees. And I'm going with some kind of self-imposed rules. So I can buy equipment, but I can't buy, like, building blocks. I have to craft those. So I've been chopping down a lot of trees and crafting up. So all this wood stuff you see around, I've crafted from trees. And then the equipment and stuff, of course, I bought, because you can't craft that. But I've got a workbench. I started there. And we got some things percolating along. Let me grab those. A few more logs left there. I think if I make 2 of those, I can make 2 more of the wood blocks. We'll get those going. I eventually got enough to get a little wash plant going so we can run our stuff through there. And then this is the plant. So we've got the new hopper. This is where you dump the stuff, the big hopper. And then you can also consume and return from, like, the belt into the storage. So that can be kind of handy. Let me show you how that works real quick. So grab a couple dirt. So when you dump in here, like say with the front loader, it's going to end up down here on the belt, ready to be pushed through, pushed out of the big hopper. You can also return that to storage. If you want to just sell it from here, you can do that. It's a way to get started. So I hope that makes sense. So you dump it there, and of course you need power for anything else to work. But we've got new conveyor belts, nice new models and everything. Very cool. And they're all animated and look really neat. So we got a 2x2 to the right, comes over here, and then we got I think it's a 4, no, it's a 4 up? What do they call this thing? They've got new names for everything. So if we go here to conveyors, it is an up 4x4. I don't know why it's called 4x4 when it only takes up a 2x2. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But anywho, so we go up and then over 2, so we have room to come out into our trommel here. And they've got nice descriptions on everything. So if we go to production trommel, gives you all the stats and how much power it's going to consume, and then it shows you what happens. So basically we put anything into the trommel, and we separate out the dirt and pay dirt at the bottom, and then it outputs everything else. So the dirt and the pay dirt go through a 2x2 left, and then another 2x2 left, just so I can have the storage together, and then another 4x4 up. And over here to the sluice box, and that separates out the ores. So if we bring up the production sluice box, you can see it takes in pay dirt, and then it extracts the ores, and it spits out dirt. And I found out it spits it out on the ground. I think this, let me actually look. This is the sluice box, right? Yeah. I thought the sluice box didn't dump stuff out. Oh no, that's the thing, right? There's a sluice box and a wash plant, and they're the same model. The difference is this doesn't store anything. The wash plant just passes it on through. It was a little confusing at first. So the sluice box, the ores will stay here. And then the dirt passes through the storage. So you can do either or, depending on what you want to do. In this case, I started out, before I had storage, I was keeping the ore there and just dumping the dirt out on the ground. Now I want to make these storages even, so I need to get a little more money so I can get a 2x2, or a 2 straight. So yeah, these are the new storage. They've got basically a vertical conveyor that dumps stuff in the tank. And from what I understand, when this gets full, it will pass out the conveyor, so you can chain these together as they fill up. So that's our basic plant. There's not much to it. We're not really processing a whole lot of stuff. And what we have in the hole here is we've got dirt, of course, and we've got a little bit of pay dirt we hit, and then we've got coal. The sell button is separate now, so there, we'll sell that. You can see I've got a little bit of gold ore, a little bit of silicon ore. I think I need the smelter for that. What I'm not sure yet is, does the smelter require power? I don't know. I haven't bought a smelter yet, but that's enough yapping. Let's get to moving some material. So we got this little guy here. Does it tell me what it is? Yeah, it's the Arvik L8000. And it's basically the smallest, cheapest front loader. It's all I could afford. But I like starting out small. Woo! Max fuel capacity. You don't say. You can use the mouse button as a modifier. I think that might be new. So I've got this set up just like farm sim controls, so that's nice. All my muscle memory from running a front loader in farm sim now works in out of ore. This is pretty steep. I need to make the entrance here a little more shallow because this thing struggles hardcore. It's just a little baby front loader. It struggles a little bit. So we'll go into the power generation in just a little bit. What I've been doing is filling up the hopper quite a bit, and then I'll run it through because the fuel generator, of course, it burns fuel when it's running, whether the power is being used or not. So we want to be a little bit conservative in that regard because fuel does cost money. Uh-oh. Come on. You got this. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't remember if are the vehicle sounds new? They sound decent. It's been a while since I played, so I don't remember what's what. Zoom back out a little bit. Yeah, I'm getting a little too steep. Trying to get that pay dirt though. Spilled out a bunch in my bucket. Oh, now I'm gonna be in trouble. I didn't realize how high up that was. Alright, well let's smack the ground with the shovel, if you remember from the previous seasons. We do a lot of shovel smacking. Got all smoothed out. Man, let's just grab some coal. Whee! As you can see, the physics is still a hoot. It still has a thing when you turn, like you lose all your power to the wheels for some reason. I don't know why that is. Once you've turned, it like puts the power back. It's really strange. Makes it a little challenging to drive. Get backed out of here with the whole load. I'd like to make some cement, but I need rock for that. And I don't know if we're going to find rock up here. This is the Scandinavia map. I don't think I mentioned that. I think it's one of the newer maps. I'm not sure if there's rock, like where you have to go to find rock. But like most of my playthroughs, we're starting small. I like to start small and have a little bit of a challenge. If you want to see huge operations with massive equipment, go check out Split in 2 Gaming on YouTube. All spelled out, Split in 2 Gaming. Most of you watching Out of War videos probably know who Split is. In case you don't, go check him out. He's got some good multiplayer content, massive projects, tons of equipment. But kind of the opposite of this. And he also gets previews, so he does a lot of like tutorials and previews of what's coming up in the game. So definitely go check out his channel if you're not familiar with it. Alright, got some material in here, and it does let you kind of like fill it up. Oh, one nice thing is it no longer spams you if you've got the parking brake on. It doesn't spam you that, hey, you've got the parking brake on. Alrighty, so for any of this stuff to work, it needs power. So if we open up the control panel, you can see the unit load on the big hopper. It needs 42 kilowatts. And it's 2,000% full, so we need to get it running. But you can fill it up a lot and then let it run through. And you can see the conveyor speed here is 30 meters per second. And then let's go look at another piece here. So we got the right 2X. So each little piece has a control panel now because they all take power. So 34 kilowatts. I haven't added this all up. It does seem to run on the one small. This is a smaller power generator, 1,600 kilowatts. Eventually I'll have to kind of pay attention to that because it will overload. So then we got fuel in here. You'd buy fuel, the drums of fuel, and then you drag it onto here. So we've got 182 liters of fuel. So let's turn that on, and then I need to turn this on. And this power input 1x speed. Basically you can trade power for speed, and this is just the 1x normal speed. You can speed things up depending on how you're powering it. There's like 5x, 2x, 10x of these power inputs. So that converts your electricity into, you know, the motion. So you can see the belts going. It's all nicely animated now. Pretty cool looking. And it's running through the sluice box. Got about 900 left there. And it only kind of shows like one thing on the belt, even though there's multiple things in the hopper. Here we go. It's going through the sluice box, and then the dirt should end up over here. And we got ruby, silicon. We got all that good stuff in here. Very cool. So I had a decent amount of pay dirt, it looks like, in there. And then everything else, which is coal, basically, where we're digging right now, ends up in here. A little bit of dirt ended up in there. Not sure how that works, because all the dirt should go through here, unless it's just overloaded, like you can't push the dirt out fast enough. Not sure. But I think the hopper is empty. So we need to turn this thing off. Yeah, we need to turn this off. We're just wasting fuel. So this should all be good. We can grab the ruby ore and the diamond ore. And I'm going to actually just store this in the sluice box for now. We don't have the smelter yet. And then we got a bunch of dirt we can sell, and we got a bunch of sell. Now, I do have a sell point. So I could just dump this out, especially the dirt. And I probably will do that at some point, but I need to dig down, and I haven't done that yet, or else buy an up conveyor. So I'll probably eventually have the dirt just auto selling. But now we have some ruby ore and some diamond ore. So we got, I think if I just drag that up and I do diamond and pick, yeah, there we go. It'll pick the max, so we'll let those run through. And we can make a couple more wood blocks. We'll get those queued up. ABC, always be crafting. And then we can sell our goods. So we hit P and we come over here to the sell button. So 1,400 bucks and 7,700 bucks. And there we go. That's how I'm making my money right now. And then of course I can sell the diamonds and rubies that come out of there. So it's just moving material. That's what we're doing. And I forgot to look when I fueled up. Does it cost me? Let me go look. I don't know if this fuel costs me money. Or if you just pay up front for the fuel point and you're good. Let's see, 10,319. You do pay for fuel. Alright. I thought so, but I wanted to check. So we're turning fuel into more money. That's the name of the game. This does have very good brakes. I'll give it that. Oh boy, don't tip over. I tipped up on here. Oh, I see. So this first video, or 2 or 3, are going to be pretty simple. It's just me moving dirt with a little loader and building up our plant. Automating as much as possible. Now, another thing I'm not sure about, I need to look. You can pump oil out of the ground, which then you can turn into fuel. But how much power does the oil derrick take? Or does it even take power? So if we go look here at oil derrick, it doesn't say anything about power, so I don't think it takes power yet. If I get up to 32,000, I can put down an oil derrick, and then I think I have to feed it empty barrels. Yeah, empty barrel. And that will turn into fuel. So it's like 62 bucks versus 400 bucks for a barrel of fuel. So I think that might be my next big purchase, and we'll see if we can automate our fuel production a little bit. Save us some money there by, you know, spending the upfront cost of the oil derrick, and then on down the line that pays for itself. I did some testing and I started with an excavator, but it was just so hard to move material. An excavator is good for like focused extraction. It's not good for just moving material quickly. So I went with the wheel loader. Plus, you know, only starting with a tiny excavator. You can't move much material. So last season I did start with the pick, started from scratch on the video, but I thought I would go ahead and get some of the basics out of the way with this series. If you do want to see a hardcore series where I literally start with the pickaxe, check out Season 3 on the playlist. Yeah, man. Yep, I made the mistake of trying to turn. And it's really strange. Like, if I turn now, it kills all power to your wheels until you've turned, and then it starts again. It's so strange. And I thought I had reported that as a bug back in the day. I don't know, maybe it's a feature. I don't drive big equipment. Maybe it's trying to simulate something. to move a little more material, and I'm going to check that little wash plant for our diamonds and rubies. Yeah, man. Hitting on something. Bucket physics are still a little weird. It gets falling out. But I like the dirt. The dirt's in a good place, I think. At least with the wheel loader it is. Gonna be able to make it? No. Alright, let's get the old shovel smack out. This all smoothed out a little bit. The plants all disappear now, which is nice. I haven't found any more floating bushes. That's cool. Lots of improvements. And I'm really liking, I'm really digging the new power gameplay. Pun intended. Yeah, man. Oopsie daisy. We turn, then we can go again. I didn't really need the orange barriers there, but I thought it looked cool. And it's a reminder to me to not back off the cliff. See the wash plant still running over there, so once I see it quit, then I'll know we've got all of our diamonds and rubies extracted. Alright, let's come over here. Nice big snoot full of coal. One tire off the ground, which is not ideal. Come on. Crawl up out of here. I haven't looked at the component health on this poor loader yet. Also, I don't know if that has any effect yet. Other than the engine will start dying eventually, I think. If I remember right, if we hit... No, it's not P. Is it I? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, you can see the condition. It's like maybe they tweaked that. It used to wear out super quick. Looks like that might be a little more reasonable now. I think I ended up turning that off in Season 3 because every 3 minutes I was having to repair my equipment. Try to get some of this scooped up right here. Let me get some of that dirt knocked down. And I don't know if we're going to make it. It's a little rough over here. Get hung up on that one little spot right here. Oopsie daisy. And it looks like the wash plant is done, so let's get this load dumped out. And devs, if you happen to be watching this, can we make it not stop transmitting power to the wheels when you turn? That would be awesome. Okie dokie. How much stuff do we get in here? 3,200. Then how much fuel do I have? 128 liters. All right, let's... Also, it's a little awkward. Like, if you had a bunch of these power inputs, you have to turn your generator on and then run around and turn all those on. Meanwhile, you're wasting fuel. But I guess that's just the way it is. All right, we'll let that run. And then I'm going to grab the diamond and ruby. I don't think these are worth a ton. Are they 10 diamonds? Yeah, diamonds are only like 185 bucks a piece. Rubies are a little better. Rubies are far more valuable. There we go. I could actually just automate this to sell everything. I could sell this and replace it with a wash plant so everything goes through, and then get enough things here to tie these together so they would just dump into the sell point. Might end up doing that. And we're about halfway through the material, and we're about halfway through our fuel, so there we go. Alright, always be crafting. Let's see if we got some ore over here. We do indeed have some diamond and ruby. How much is the smelter? I think it's like 32. Control click, by the way, will just move everything over. Diamond and ruby, there we go. Some kind of automation to like shut this off when the hopper is empty would be cool too. Although when this runs out, I suppose it takes a little bit to continue on the conveyor, right? Yeah, okay, so those continue through. Still going through over to the sluice box. Alright, should be good now, so let's go ahead and turn that off. And when you turn this off, it does turn all these off as well, because they lose power input. This little wash plant has a very, very pleasing sound. It's like a little babbling brook. Let's go grab the rest of our stuff. One more diamond, one more ruby. And we got some dirt, of course. Then somehow we end up with dirt. Ended up with dirt over here last time. We got 2,600 coal that time. That'll be worth a little bit of cash. There we go, 25 grand. We might have enough to buy a smelter. Go back to purchase. Ore smelter. Where is this stuff? I can't find this stuff anymore. Is it equipment? No. Factory? No. Buildings, workbenches. Ah. Nope. Oh, no, there it is. Ore smelt. Oh, it's only 15 grand. Doesn't say anything about power. So I think we just plop this down and it works. Of course you don't need to, but I've been putting everything like on a foundation because it makes me happy. I might move the workbench. Put that there. Diamond and ruby. Let's redo this. I'm gonna need some more. I'm gonna need some more room here for my little workshop. All right, so we got the smelter. It's gonna take up most of the room, isn't it? If I change this to snap, is it gonna be the same? I think it's gonna be the same. I wish you could do free build, but I guess I could do free build and just kind of sort of line it up with the foundation. Then it's going to look kind of goofy. Yeah, see, then it's like embedded. I don't like it. Well, we'll snap it to the foundation. It's going to take up a bunch of room, but we can craft more. I've been putting everything on a grid just in case I end up, with a factory. Then everything will line up no matter where I put it, because it's all aligned with the grid. So if we chop the dirt out from under these trees and stuff, then they disappear. And nice, and then we can smooth that back over. So I'm going to need some more wood pieces here. Stick you. There we go. Stick you right there. And then, oops, I need my wash plant. Yeah, that'll work for now. It's not ideal. Let's see. Diamond. Doomand and Ryby. There we go. Okay, and then we'll throw the logs back in there. And the planks. So I need, we need some wood floors. I'm not going to have enough of those. Let's do 6 of each. And then I just need 5 of those. Then I can make some wood floor. Then I need 1 more tree to make another wood block, because it takes 5. Alright, let's do, can we do this? Does it just smelt stuff now, magically? God, I stuck this over in the sluice box. I would imagine these will take power eventually, because they got to heat up somehow. Let's see, gold and silicon. Gold and... yeah, there we go. It'll just magically smelt it. Okay. Then I would assume that sells for more than just the ore. It's usually how those things work. Okay, let's sell off our diamonds and our rubies. And the dirt that we know. Still got 26 grand. Now the oil derrick, yeah, it's 32. So I need a little more money to get the oil derrick going. So we'll probably do that next episode. I think that we've gone on long enough here, but yeah, let me know what you think. You can go check out the beta. It's on Steam right now as I record this. It's still in beta. By the time you watch this, it might be out on the main branch. I'm not sure. Go check it out. Go check out the Steam news. It tells all about what's in the new patch. And I'm liking it. I think we're going to have some fun. But that'll be it for now. We're going to end right where we started. Beautiful view of the mountains over there. Thanks as always for watching, folks. And I'll catch you in the next adventure. Take care.